y'all, what's up? It's Lady Hawkow, the Awkward Bitch. Okay, so I've had a couple of drinks, so just don't mind me and my incredible weirdness right now. Hi. So I decided to move on to the week 19? 18? I think it's week 18. I'll find out and then correct it in the title. But, yeah. So this one is basically, how do you feel about group work? Coven experiences, if you will. Is this something I want to talk about and, discuss? Because I'm confused. I mean, when I started out, I thought, how cool would it be to be in a group of people that understand you, that think just like you, that are witches like you. But there are a couple YouTubers, and these couple of YouTubers I will probably link below later, not right now, but later on, or discuss later on, or have a conversation with, because I'm curious about their opinions. I think I did actually respond to one of you guys, but I'm not going to mention names right now, again, because I don't want to get involved with something that, I can't. I don't know. Anyway, I'm a little, again, I had a couple drinks, so, and it's a little late, so I'm terribly sorry. I'll link you guys if I can, and then I'll maybe talk to you guys in email, if you guys have emails. You'll know when I email you. Anyway, so basically, so one person said, basically, that the group that got together did a ritual and then separated their own separate ways. And instead of discussing anything, they just did the ritual like they were supposed to and just left. And then the other person I'm actually thinking about who I did a response to, said that there was one person that they're responding about a person who had certain issues or disorders, and the person heading the group they were part of, not the Coven necessarily, but the group they were part of, kind of rejected them and said, you can't be part of this because for this, that, and the other thing, because mostly related to their disorder. So, and then I've heard other stories about people rejecting others because they didn't fit their norm or their some kind of idealistic vision that they had. And I can't tell you how upset and disappointed I was when I read these stories, when I watched these videos, because I had this idealistic idea of a coven, a group of people who didn't fit in life, a group of people who were different than society, a group of outcasts. And that's how I think of it, because this is who we are. This is how we reach out to our beliefs. And so, when I heard these stories, when I read these things, it upset me so much. Sorry. Anyway. So, regarding this question about week 18, I think it is, according to my schedule, I felt amazed about Coven work. The idea of connecting to people who felt the same way you did. But now that I've watched those videos and listened to those people whom I am discussing at this current moment, I don't know. I've discussed this in a previous video, and this video that I'm talking about is a response to the person a response to basically this person who made this video about somebody who was in a group who was disabled or something like that, who didn't quite fit into normal society, and that group rejected them for that reason. That upsets me greatly, because in my opinion, the witch community, the pagan community, should be a community, because we're a community that is rejected a lot, and because we're a community that is seen as strange and unusual and sometimes even evil, why can't we a lot of people in our groups and our covens that are different. If someone has, say, I don't know, severe autism, I'm low on the autism spectrum, so that's why I bring that up, really. I'm like, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm like a 1, maybe. But I am on the autism spectrum. So anyway, like, so say there's a witch on the autism spectrum, or has some kind of disorder, or mental disorder, bipolar disorder, whatever, it doesn't matter. I really think there's a kind of place that should be able to let them in, that should express their freedom. Because, you know what, witches, there's a lot of empaths in witchcraft, there's a lot of all kinds of people who feel emotionally, mentally, and are just different mentally and mentally and emotionally are also different in witchcraft. And I cannot fathom the fact at all that a group of witches would reject somebody who's different than society, because that different person should fit right in. And if I ever make a coven, or if I ever join coven, I expect that, / I will make that happen. Because that is what witchcraft is for me, is people who connect with the earth, people who save humanity in some fashion. I just got to a really apocalyptic, dramatic subject, I guess, you know, saving humanity. But, like, that's in my opinion about witches, too, is that, like, I think we exist for a reason. I think we exist because we need to, some small part of humanity needs to protect the earth. As strong as Mother Earth is, if you think about her history, she is very strong. She needs protection. So, yeah, so my general opinion, overall, about witches, about group work, is that we need to connect more with each other. We need to understand each other more. If you are joining a coven for the first time, and I have never been in a coven, so maybe I shouldn't talk. I have been solitary for a few years. I have never joined a coven once. I've wanted to do some group work. I've never gotten the chance to. But this is just my solitary and probably not very well-versed opinion, but it is my opinion nonetheless. If you go into a group, if you decide, I'm going to try a coven, you need to try to connect with those people. Okay, you need to try to connect with those people. Those people are there because they want and need to connect with something. It's just what witchcraft is in this modern age. I think a big part of it is needing to connect with something that is not part of the politics and the nonsense of this world. And so if there's somebody disabled that's going to your coven, or you are a disabled person going to your coven, this is what is meant to be. Now, in my opinion, if you are somehow disabled and you go into a coven and they reject you, you need to understand that that group is not of this earth, is not a welcoming group, is not an understanding group, is not a group that can understand human nature. It is really a group that is looking to rise more than anything else. It's a very political group. If you are a group that has disabled people, let them in. Because these people, and you may not know this if you are not disabled, but if you see people who are disabled in your group, understand, they will understand something that you don't. And you're just going to have to find out what that is. Because you know what, disabled usually means, in my opinion, and also from who I am as a person, a disabled human being, a person with a disorder, means they understand something you don't. Something spiritual you don't. And as a witch, you might want to find out what that is. So my opinion on group work, sum it up, is while I feel like it's very political in some ways, and judging from what I heard, it's not always witches connecting with each other. It's sometimes just not that at all. It's people who are judging each other from the inside. But I suggest to those groups, you need to stop doing that. Because witchcraft is about diversity. Witchcraft is about individuality. Your own feel of your spirit. This is why so many people embrace witchcraft. because this is why I embraced witchcraft and paganism, because I felt a connection with spirits that was very individual, and something I understood through witchcraft, through paganism. It's a very individual thing. And it may seem weird because I'm talking about group work and individual work as well. But if you're in a group, if you're in a coven, if you're in that kind of situation, you need to embrace every individual person. You try to understand them. This is what spirituality is. Every spirit is different. Every soul is different. And some spirits and souls are more different than others. And those spirits tend to be drawn to these kind of groups. And they want to be appreciated, they want to be embraced. So I guess, in the long run, if you're watching this video and you're in a coven or you head a coven more likely, which does not think disabilities or disorders are okay, I need you to rethink that. Because people with those kind of issues are some of the wisest people I've ever known. I've known that through disability groups I've been part of because of my own disabilities and disorders. And I just know from personal experience that these people have a deeper understanding of some things, that you possibly do not understand. And if you do, you need to look deeper into it. So I guess my sum, again, of group work is that it can be political, but it also is something that should be embraced. It's something that should be embraced. It's something that should be really evaluated and calculated. And especially in our kind of witchcraft paganism groups, covens. Because more than likely, there's people that in these groups that are going to be a little different than normal society. And you need to understand why they're joining. And you need to understand what they can bring to the group. And I think that's very, very important to know. That's all I can say for now. I don't know what else I can say about it. Alright, well, I'm going to get some pizza my mother cooked. And, I shall see you all later. I don't know if anything made sense. Again, like I said, I had a couple drinks, so I hope what I said had some wisdom to it. If you have anything to debate about it or talk to me, just email me, lady.hawkowl at gmail.com. I think it's in my about. Maybe I'll post that down below as well as a couple videos I discussed. I'll have to post those later because I'm filming from my phone and it doesn't always let me post stuff in certain places. It's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, and then, you can, maybe someday I'll have a live discussion about this sort of thing, because I think it's really important to discuss. So, I will talk to you all later. This is Lady Hawkowl with the Awkward Witch, and I hope you all are doing well. Thank you for watching this channel. I hope you all had a great Lanasa, and I hope you all, if you're going back to school, or if you're teaching in a school, I hope you have a great school year, too. So, yeah. Okay, so that's all I have to say for now, and, Merry Part, and yeah, have a great rest of your summer, have a great fall, and bye.